Okay.
I'd like to remind you I'm opposing the motion. Before I go into my points, I'd like to start with some rebuttal. Emma said that there was no logic in film ages. Well, actually, John Bolger was a 2.5-year-old that was killed because some children wanted to copy Child's Play. They wanted to copy what Chucky did, and he was brutally killed because they were underage. Then Duchamp went on to say that they wouldn't publish national security stuff. However, this is censorship, and without censorship, they will publish anything to sell because they just want the money. And you said parents should control and censorship. What happens if they have corrupt parents? They don't have this role to censor what they're watching, what they're doing. And you also said that they'll get rid of anything which is deemed inappropriate, which I'm actually going to talk about in one of my points. So I'll go back to that afterwards. Okay, my 3 points is about freedom of speech, art, and protection. So my first point, freedom of speech. Well, freedom of speech is never an absolute right. You have to earn this right. So it stops being a right if it causes harm to others. Yeah.
What I was asking about the logic of film things, you attempted to use extreme examples, but actually what's the logic in putting an 18 rating on films with smoking in when 16-year-olds are allowed to smoke?
It stops bad influences, which I'm actually going to go on to when I make my art point, so if you wait. So when it harms others, stuff like racial hatred, they should lose their rights of freedom of speech because they're influencing others in a bad way. And in that case, it's not wrong, yeah?
If it's a right, how can you lose it?
Because it's not an absolute right. You have to earn this right. It shouldn't be a right if you're harming others. It's not fair for you to go and harm others. And the harm principle, which is basically the government will only be allowed to punish someone or censor something if it's in the interest of their citizens. So only if it harms others, not if the government deems it to be inappropriate or in their own interest. It's in the interest of the whole public. So it won't be unfair, it will be fair. And art, my third point, my second point even. There'll be certain types of literature and visual image which have been linked with crime. So people who watch excessive sex or violence in films, they're more likely to do it, yeah.
Couldn't that just be in the psychology as well? Because if you already have a predisposition to do that, then the image is going to have an effect anyway.
Yeah, but it's more likely to influence younger children. If like 12-year-olds are watching 18-year-old movies, they don't know the difference between right and wrong. Well, they do, but they don't know it as well, and they're more likely to be influenced. And therefore, these stuff should be, they should get rid of inappropriate films for younger ages. They should put higher age restrictions on it and make it more strict. Yeah.
Mr. Pill even said the point that there's certain types of literature that he believes should be taught to certain years, but actually the school deems it as inappropriate. Do you really think they're not exposing them to actually good works of literature is wrong?
Yeah, but they're doing it in the best interest of the child. They're not doing it to be evil or to be corrupt. They're doing it to ensure the child's safety. Yeah.
Does that suddenly make it okay then?
No, because we vote for our government. We vote for whether certain things should be censored or not. So it's up to us as citizens of a democracy to pick which policies we will and will not have. Yeah.
Are you trying to actually, it sounds like you're trying to mollycoddle people and actually protect them from what reality is and try and create this surreal world of the world is actually a nice place when actually people deserve to see the true picture.
We're not stopping it, we're not banning all films, we're just increasing the age limit so that not everyone is affected at younger ages. And currently we already have censorship which works. We have certificates for films and videos and computer games. And we should trust the state because they're our moral guardians in a way, and they have to make these regulations for it to work.
Information.
I think it's out of time.
Oh, sorry.
And this is like a consistent moral protection for children that don't have proper parents. Okay, my last point is about how it protects you from the press. With criminals, if you tell them the location of criminals, the chances are the criminals will be, say criminals commit murder, that criminal was most likely to be murdered themselves if they know the location, if they know all this stuff. So it should be hidden, and some things should be hidden for their security. I urge you to oppose the motion. Thank you.